Yeah, it's Big C, Fin Posse Podcast in the building. If you hating on the Phins, turn this up louder. I grew up on Shula, chalk lines, cold rain, Marino in the pocket, dropping dimes, pure flame. 7-2 perfect, you can't say a thing back. Undefeated on your head, living rent-free fact. Jason Taylor off the edge, helmets turning skyward. Zach thumping chests, every hit like a siren. You talking about rings, get your history straight. We the reason that the word perfect holds weight. It's that Fin Posse, raise, turn the volume up. Hey, slick on Miami, you'll get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse, raise, put respect on the name. Big C on the mic, lighting lanes in the flame. This the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. If you talking about the Fins, better get that story right. Yeah, Larry C. Sunk in the mud, blood on his mouthpiece. Ricky in the backfield, making whole crowd screech. Wake off the snap count, quarterbacks daydreaming. By the time they look up, all they see is tears streaming. You forgot about Grease, you forgot about Twilly, you forgot Nat Moore. Going up, getting silly from Marino to a lineage, same jersey. We've been airing that thing out since before you that 30. Posse, raise, turn the volume up. Y'all slick from Miami, you get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse, rage, put respect on the name. Big C on the mic, lighting lanes in the flame. This the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. If you talking about the Fins, better get that story right. This for the diehards, slamming doors on the loss. This for the old heads still quoting Shula talk. This for the kids wearing jerseys in June, waiting all year just to scream in the room. It's that Fin Posse rage, turn the volume up. From Miami, you'll get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse rage, put respect on the name. Big C in the crew, let them drown in the shame. It's the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. Fin Posse Podcast, get the Dolphin story right. Woo! Get the Dolphin story right. Woo! Get the Dolphin story right. Yeah. Check it. From the 305 to the world. Big C on the mic. Welcome to the inner circle. You know what it is. Yeah. Clock hits noon, ready for the breakdown. Big C stepping up, holding down the town. The Fin Posse Podcast, yeah, we talking shop. Fresh off the field, never gonna stop. For the fans, by the fans, that's the code. Every single snap, every yard on the road. We dissect the stats, every gain, every loss. Breaking down the tape, checking every cross. Fins up, hold it high to the sky. Hard hitting talk, no need for a lie. From the trenches to the end zone, we keep it true. The Fin Posse, yeah, we waiting for you. Fins up, let the rivals all see. It's the daily grind, it's the podcast, it's Big C. Yeah. Keep it locked, Fins up. Big C. Posse move. Word.
What up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. Sorry if you were tuned in right around 10 o'clock. I had a little mishap. My computer wanted to do a automatic update immediately as soon as I was going live, so I had to shut it down and restart. So apologies for that. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share. Make sure you comment. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your opinion on this Miami Dolphins team, because most of the comments that come from most of these content creators are just so out there. And I'm sorry that, it's not even their fault that I come at them. You know what I mean? It's not even their fault. It's the fans. It's the fans that are so delusional and believe in every word and every sentence that these guys spew, and then they attack other content creators for feeling differently because they think that this individual content creator is just all knowing. And some of the, I was one of those guys that I won't say that I hung on every word that they said because I have more football intelligence than that. But I used to really like respect a lot of their opinions and their takes on football and believe that they was being truthful with me, and lots of times they're just not. They're not being truthful. So if that's what you dig, if that's what you like, if you like a web of fairy tales and a web of lies directed towards you, then by all means. If you want the real news, if you want real takes, there's not a better channel, in my opinion, for Miami Dolphins content than right here, because I'm going to give it to you 100% of the time. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to pretend just because it might hurt someone's feelings, or it's not the it's not what's best for Dolphins. I can't do it. It's not in my blood, and I refuse to do it. Let's say good morning to the chat real quick. Woo woo. Lombardo, good morning. Idolman, good morning. He says, good morning, Big C. You told it like it was on the Sunday morning show. Yeah, that Sunday morning show. That's something else. Michael K, Marcos. Good morning, good morning. Joe, good morning. Joe says the curse of Tua still haunts our quarterback room. Michael K says 25 years and counting, and that is a much lower bar. Listen, okay. But, don't act like the Bills haven't gone through playoff droughts and this, that, and the third. Regardless. New Dolphins working out linebacker Kenneth Murray and linebacker Jaheim Thomas. Yeah, I mean, Joe, you like those moves? Obviously, we should. We need to add some depth. And bad news coming out of that Miami Dolphins and New York Giants game, injury-wise, with Trey Moore. It's looking like he's probably going to go on injured reserve. Probably going to miss at least 4 weeks. There's definitely talks and concerns that he may miss even longer. Hopefully he's not gone for the season. He was one of those rookies that was performing pretty well. He was slated in as a starter in early depth chart projections, and I would have really liked to see him get on the field and be able to progress and mature and get better. And I don't believe you can do that on the sideline. So that's a hard pill to swallow if Trey Moore's got to miss any more than 4 games. 4 games is already bad enough, but this roster is so thin that missing a guy for 3 or 4 weeks can be devastating to this football team. Can be absolutely devastating. We seen on Saturday how bad our depth is. Now, you can say most of those guys aren't going to be on the team. A lot of them are, though. A lot of them guys are going to be on the team. Even if we set each and every one of our starters, that's only 22 players. You got to have 53 on the roster. So at least 31 of those players are going to be on this football team. And, that's a scary thought. It really is. That's a scary thought that what we seen on the field Sunday or Saturday is going to be part of the plan this season. Now, will the Dolphins make some roster moves? Yes. But will they make any roster moves that are, worth anything? I can't say that. You know what I mean? I guess it all depends. But if you think that this Miami Dolphins team is going to add a big name or an established player in this league. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. I think Jeff Halfley and John Eric Sullivan know exactly where this football team is. I think there's an understanding between them, Stephen Ross, the new guys in charge in that front office, that this year is a year to get back on track. And what I mean by that is to fix the salary cap, you know, flip the roster back over, get rid of the big name contracts, and start fresh. Start as fresh as you can. So I wouldn't expect, that's why we haven't gone after no Keenan Allens or, any of the big names available, because we're just not in a position where those players are really going to help us. Would they help us to a point? Absolutely. Obviously, the more talented players you bring into the room, they're going to help. But at the same time, they're not gonna affect the win-loss column like that. So is there really a reason to bring one of those guys in, or do you just continue to go with a youth movement? You know what I mean? You want to get your young players playing time. You want to give them experience. So if the Dolphins add anybody, I'd expect it's guys that are low risk, high reward, very young guys that you might be able to find a diamond in the rough. But other than that, I wouldn't expect any major moves. Glenn says we're 20 days away from first game. Yeah, I mean, I love football season. This year's going to be a little rough, but we'll get through it. We've been through tough seasons before, and finally, I think this season, why this season's so much different is that we can at least look at the future and feel like things are going to be different with this new head coach and this new general manager and the new people in charge in the front office. It's not like we're going into a season and we're a bad football team and the guys in charge are still in charge and they're going to continue to be in charge and make the same dumb decisions. We're in a rebuild stage. So we gotta be patient. This is part of the process. And, hopefully these guys, John Eric Sullivan and Jeff Halfley, are the right guys for the job. Now, can we say for sure they are? No, obviously you can't. Nothing's a guarantee. But so far, I'm behind them and I support them, and I'm gonna have some trust in them. I'm not gonna put my full trust in them, obviously. I think that'd be ridiculous to do. I don't think that these guys are perfect. I don't think that they won't make mistakes along the way. Will Krasmerick in the third round, Caleb Douglas, third round. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Dolman Browns announced Watson as quarterback one. Will Damon Gabriel or Taylor Green be waived? Dolphins interest. Dolman, I just don't. For what? Why? I guess you're always trying to add talented players, but either Malik Willis is our guy or we're drafting one in the first round next year. Gabriel, Taylor Green, all those guys are of little consequence to me. It's either Malik Willis or someone at the top of the first round next year. That's the Miami Dolphins options. I don't think they're necessarily looking anywhere else. Shador will start by week 3. You can't say they not being truthful. You can say that saying something that they believe but you don't think will happen. Glenn, I can absolutely say some people are not being truthful, or they're just ignorant or copy what other people say. I'll give you an example. You want an example, Glenn? I'll give you an example here in a minute. Mark, good morning. Kenneth Murray was a former first round pick, so I'm at least interested. Yeah, but Joe, there's a reason that he's available, right? There's a reason he's available. You know, some guys, just because you're a first round pick, if you haven't panned out with multiple stops, you know, you're probably not as good as what your draft stock was. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to bring him in, right, Joe? It doesn't hurt to bring him in. He's definitely a name I'd be more interested in than other people. So yeah, bring him in, give him a shot. You know what I mean? Maybe you know, maybe they can unlock something special with the kid. Those ankle injuries are very tricky. Yeah, they are. You know, they can definitely sideline you for an extended period of time. Michael and Big C. Bills went 17 years from the end of Flutie Johnson to the second year of Josh Allen. Yeah, I mean, you know, every team goes through stints, right? This just happens to be a extended. You know, and you cannot forget that. Let's be real. You got to remember that we were in a freaking division with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Like, you know, to say that this Miami Dolphins team won to maybe made the playoffs or won a playoff game in those 25 years if Tom Brady was in the NFC West. I mean, I think but that was this league's never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? This league has never seen anything like those Tom Brady Patriots teams. We've never seen a winner like Tom Brady in this league. And then you go from Tom Brady right into Josh Allen. I mean, that's tough. That's tough, right? That's tough for any franchise to have to deal with that caliber quarterback in your division. Lombardo, she is brutal. Lombardo, she is brutal. Her takes are just recycled TD takes from the day before. That clown Miller was at Miss Clueless show. He must know that it's safe place because she blocks me. They're going to get the shirt nobody wants, right? Michael K is crazy. She is brutal. Her takes are just recycled TD takes from the day before. Mark says, Michael, Miss Phins runs a fluff channel to be enjoyed by delusional fans. I stopped going there due to my fear of losing IQ points. You guys be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Linebacker Murray was traded the Cowboys with a 7th-round pick for a 6th in the last draft. That is a big drop from a number 1 pick. That is Idolman. But hey, maybe we can get something out of him. Maybe Jeff Hafley can work some kind of magic. Who knows? You know, at this point, I guess it's worth bringing him in and trying him out. Look at the other guys we brought in. Look at some of the other guys. So I'm for it. Bring him in, give him a tryout. At this point, he can't be any worse than some of the players on this team. Remember, you can't get in the bandwagon if they do play good this season. You have to wait till next season. Glenn, I promise you I'm not worried or concerned with that in the least. I am not worried or concerned with that in the least. Trust me when I say that, brother. I feel 100% confident with my take on this 2026 Dolphins team. Why? Because I know that this team's not built the proper way. I know there's massive holes. I know there's no depth. I know that we have inexperience all over the place, including our coaching staff. It's not the DNA of a winning football team, Glenn. It's just not. You mix that with the league's toughest schedule. I mean, come on. RGV Weatherman. I started a weather channel for the Rio Grande Valley, southern tip of Texas. That's dope, brother. That's dope. Good for you. I hope it takes off for you. Hope it's doing good. Remember the 17-year playoff drought to the Dolphins thing with big name signings to sell tickets and false hope? A lot of comments. It's better than our typical grocery bag. That ain't a lie, Joe. I wonder if Bella's taking off the red jersey this week. Are they going to wait till next week? I mean, it's hard to say. You got to be at practice. You know, that's a hard one because a lot of his work is being done behind closed doors, I'm guessing. Internal conversations, how he feels after practice. I think they are going to clear him for contact soon. So, yeah, I would say probably in the next 2 weeks, Glenn, to see how he feels. Morning, Bonnie. Mark says Tom Brady was probably the smartest quarterback to play in league history and had winner's mind set that no player has ever had. Of course, he took less money to help the team. Yeah, Tom Brady was a smart businessman. As far as football intellect, I would give the edge to Peyton Manning. But as far as doing what's best for your overall success, the contracts, the way they went about getting their little edges, you know what I mean? Their little ways of getting a heads up on the other teams. Tom Brady was definitely a smart individual in that sense. Hit that like button. I've never had 40 likes on a video. Let's get there today. Help me out. Hit that like button. Again, I interact with everybody on my show. You don't have to send a super chat to get on my show or to talk to me. But they are appreciated and they help the channel grow. As far as my background right now, I'm in the midst of changing it up. I finally got off my ass last night and started working on it. So my normal setup is in disarray. So I got the green screen up. Hopefully by the start of the regular season, I'll have my real setup, and I hope it looks a lot better. And I think it'll look cool. I think it'll be dope. Now, Glenn, back to what I said. Big C said, or Marco said, Big C has subbed and liked from my new channel. I appreciate that, brother. Now, back to what I said, back to what I said about these content creators just saying anything. And you would believe it if you were just a casual fan. If you were just a casual fan, like a lot of people that watch these channels are, you would believe it. I mean, let's be real. There's a bunch of people in each content creator's chat room, right? And they go back and forth, and their names, and it's a community, right? But think about the thousands and thousands and thousands of views there are. People that you've never heard their name, never seen their names before in the chats that watch these videos and get their dolphin information from these people. And I was watching Doug today, and this is nothing against Doug. I was watching Doug today, and he said a couple things he took away from Saturday's game. The defense played physical, and the running backs ran hard. Well, he said that was Jeff Hafley's take. He said, do I agree with that? He said, yeah, I agree with the running backs ran hard, especially Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright. Out of his own mouth, he said this, especially Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright. They had some good carries, good yards after contact. That's what he said. They had some good runs with good yards after contact. Is this good runs for good yards after contact? Jalen Wright, 6 carries, 9 yards, 1.5 yards a carry. Ollie Gordon, 4 carries, 8 yards, 2 yards a carry. Those are good runs. Those are good runs. That's yards after contact. Our running backs in total had 13 carries for 20 yards. How could you even begin to talk positive about our run game on Saturday? That's one area I would have stayed far away from. That's one area I would have stayed far away from. And Lombardo, you said, Big C, do you think Half can coach? I don't know. Lombardo. I like what he's done as far as leading our players so far this offseason. How he talks at in front of the press, and how he talks about his players and his ideology about the team, I guess. But what he does on Sundays, I don't know what it's going to look like. We're going to have to wait and see. Who knows? I mean, let's not pretend that people can lie, but there was a fair number of people that were excited about Adam Gase. There was a fair number, maybe not so much Mike McDaniel, because he wasn't even really an offensive coordinator with the 49ers. I'm sure there was people excited about Joe Philbin, Cam Cameron. You know what I mean? Like, there was people excited probably about every coach we've had. And how many of them have ever worked out? People can talk so high about Brian Flores, and maybe Brian Flores did the right thing, the moral thing. But Brian Flores stuck it to this team too. Was he a good defensive coach? Yeah. But let's be real. No matter what your feelings are about Tua Tagovailoa, he treated Tua unfairly and like shit. The fact that he couldn't swallow his pride and tank for this franchise so we could have got Joe Burrow. Man, oh man. When you say what you're saying, what line were they running behind? Let's get context. Glenn, again, it's just the fact that he said we ran the ball. It's nothing against the running backs. It's the fact that you said we ran the ball well Saturday. That's the farthest thing from the truth if I've ever heard it. Ken the Hat says, I still think we shouldn't panic. I expect the veterans of Winston and Slayton to have enough chemistry to pick apart our backup rookies. But halfly better game plan for the Falcons. We can't let Tua and the Falcons come down here and rout us. I mean, Ken the Hat, you shouldn't panic regardless. We have a lack of talent on this football team, especially in the depth when our depth is concerned. We have a lack of talent. You say Jameis Winston and Slayton, but a lot of teams have quality veterans that are their number twos, their number threes in the NFL. We don't, because we don't have the salary cap to justify it. Suck up pride the tank for this frank. You can say what you want, but winning 5 games for no reason is stupid in my point. In my opinion, it's stupid. You went on a winning streak for no reason. It did not make this team better in the long run. It hurt this team in the long run because we got stuck with Tua. And like, okay, I wouldn't say in most cases, but there's definitely positions on this in the starting group that does lack a quality starter. There are certain positions on this team that do lack quality starters, not just quality backups, quality starters. And you're right, Ken. Imagine if we would have went the Watson route, we might be in a better position now. We wouldn't have been in a better position. What has Deshaun Watson done? He's been a complete disaster. He was a complete disaster. Deshaun Watson was a complete disaster. And how many of the fan base wanted him? I personally didn't want Deshaun Watson. No way. No how. Athlete quoted as singling out Dante Trader Jr. as playing physical and tackling well in Giants game. You know, I think Dante Trader has upside. I like Dante Trader. I think he's limited as far as physical ability, but I think he's a very intelligent football player, and I think that will help him a great deal. Overcome maybe some of his physical attributes to be a really good football player for this Dolphins football team. But winning those games did not hurt Miami because, yes, they did, because we got stuck with Tua instead of Joe Burrow. How can you say that? How can you say Deshaun Watson would be an excellent veteran backup for this team? How can you say that even a little bit? And you kind of just called me out on my take about tanking, but you're okay with someone that sexually harasses women? He's a veteran that can't stay healthy. He's a veteran that can't stay healthy. He hasn't done nothing productive on a football field in years. He can't come in here and carry this team. What's he gonna do? No, he didn't. He treated him like a man. What's that mean? You have no pride if you're willing to tank. Pride is winning 5 games, my friend. I didn't say go down there, go and lay down. I didn't say that. But you didn't have to go out there and do the things you did and deliberately win either. You was talking about morals, right? I mean, I don't think so, Ken, because you would have been stuck under that contract for a long time. Integrity. Come on, man. Integrity. You don't need the tank for 2 or 3 years. Listen, I'm not saying just straight tank. I'm not saying just straight. We had a bad roster. It would have been very easy to get that first overall pick. Winning 5 games, what's that integrity get you? We had coaches blowing coke in the locker room. Like, come on. You want to talk integrity. You want to act like you from the street. Talk like you from the street. He a snitch. He a snitch too. You're a loser. That's why. Ooh, good one. Good one. Good one. Yeah, I am. I'm a loser. You co-sign that too, snitching? We wouldn't have even drafted him. But yeah, that was the second mistake paying him. Listen, teams do it all the time. Don't get it twisted. But we won 5 games. We won 5 games. No, I don't think he's going to coach the team to lose. And that's exactly my point. Like, but you don't have to go sign players like Keenan Allen and this, that, and the third to make your team a win or two better. You know what I mean? We that 5-win season that, and I'm not saying to go down there and go out and lay down, but you could have evaluated players. You could have evaluated young players that would have helped this team for the future and got us a better pick. Don't give yourself too much credit there, pal. But anyway, Tua comes back to town this week. How much will Tua play? How healthy is Tua? Tua hasn't performed well, I guess. I haven't really kept up on Tua Tagovailoa because he's not the quarterback of this football team anymore. Um, again, if our starters play, which I'm guessing that they're going to be, because that's kind of a big layoff. That'd be over a month from the last time they played till the start of the regular season. And I think they want to get them some playing time. I would guess that maybe good, cool, Cat. You're so smart. Like, give me a break, bro. Like, give me a break. I'm not saying I didn't learn that from you, but you want to act like everything I say is from you. Are you getting? I don't watch your show. We could have got Herbert. You're right. It was still bad choices, and I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. And never did I say we should go out and throw it to the other team or do anything like that. But he could have evaluated young players. There just was no need to win those 5 games. It did, you know what I mean? You were playing veterans when you could have been playing young guys to see. You could have been evaluating this team, trying to get them better for the future. But all you were concerned with was winning games in a season that didn't mean anything. Two things can be right at the same time. No, it's you don't have to. First off, you don't have to lay down the tank. You, like I said, you could be evaluating players. You could be doing things like that. People do it all the time. People sit people all the time. All the time. At the end of the season, you do you complain when a guy gets sat with a minor injury, but there's no, the season's over, and there's no sense of risking his further injury for meaningless games. Kerry, it's a part of sports, brother. It's a part of sports. We can all pretend it's not part of sports, but it is. So you all right with him snitching? They have bad people picking for him, see, hopeful. And we had bad people picking for us too. We had bad people picking for us too. Who knows if they would even pick Joe Burrow, honestly. So they could have messed that up regardless. They could have messed it up. Nothing's a sure thing. Nothing in life is sure. All right, Glenn. Obviously, if they talked to him about getting the number 1 pick, he would have been all right. But do you deny teams do it? Immoral. You was just talking about signing Deshaun Watson. You was just talking about signing Deshaun Watson. Yeah, all right, Cat. Burrow wouldn't have done much better than Tua. Burrow wouldn't have done much better than Tua. Who agrees with that take? Yeah, he is. He's more injury prone than Tua. Yeah, he is. Listen, regardless, Tua's on his way back this week. I mean, we can talk about the past and this, that, and the third, and have different opinions on it, so forth. You know what I mean? But regardless, Tua's on his way back this week. It'd be a terrible look for this Miami Dolphins team for him to perform well. I hope that Jeff Hafley throws the kitchen sink at him and does not allow him to perform well, because it would just be a bad look. It would absolutely be a bad look. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If you don't believe that, again, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, you can't expect much from this football team this year. So, I think at times our starters will look good. You got Malik Willis, got talent. If our starters go out there and play against Atlanta, I expect our starters to go down the field and put points on the board. I don't think Atlanta's defense is that great. I could be wrong. Again, I don't keep up on Atlanta too much. I have paid no attention to Tua in his time over there. Through comments in the chat, I've heard he's not been great, but the begotten son. I guess you're right. If those 5 games don't matter if we drafted right, yeah, you're right. You're right. Justin Herbert, I don't know if. Sure, I guess that would have been a better pick than Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah. So I'll give you credit there. You're absolutely right about that. He went to 1 Super Bowl. Wow, he hasn't done nothing since. We haven't been to a Super Bowl since the 80s, bro. Like, what are you saying? Now 1 Super Bowl is not a big deal. There's just not with this football team this year, you just got to be patient. And again, it's about these young players progressing, getting better. That's what it's about. Again, if you're counting wins and losses this year, you're gonna be upset and you're gonna be saddened. you're going to be saddened. It's just what it is. If you think this team is going to sniff the playoffs or be a contender for the playoffs or be in the playoff hunt, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. And it's not Jeff Hafley's fault. It's not John Eric Sullivan's fault. Again, it's not Malik Willis's fault. It's not Devon Achane's fault. It's not nobody's fault besides Chris Greer. And I guess you could throw some shade at Tua, but I don't blame Tua. Tua did what Tua was supposed to do. He got paid. Tanking the ears are going to be disappointed when we win. There's not a world that we win 8 games. None. We will not sniff 8 games. Not even close. I agree. 7 wins doesn't make you better. It makes you average. Yep. Again, what makes you believe 7 wins is plausible? Nothing you've seen this offseason makes you think that 7 wins is plausible. When we've gone up against other teams in joint practices, the preseason, give me a break. Give me a break. Why not be? You're not beating the Packers. You're not beating the Packers. Why? Because he used to work there. Come on. The Vikings ain't guaranteed neither. Run the ball, stop the run. Quarterback making plays. What happens when they take away the run? Let's not act like they can't do that. It's just not. We have zero depth. Zero depth. We're paying more players not to play for us than we paying our own guys. You think we're not going to get hurt? In our starting lineup, we have holes. It's not like we have a full starting lineup of legit NFL players. We have holes on our starting lineup. And then backups, it's complete disaster. Bonnie, it's that delusion. It's that delusion. Oh, we're going to make history now. We're going to make history. Come on. Again, at least have something to support your takes. Have something to support your takes. Again, you're assuming we have a great coach. And even if he is a very good coach, he's not going to be a great coach year one. Like, come on. If you can't throw, defenses will key on Achane. Bye-bye running game and probably Achane injured. Dak coming to Cleveland? That'd be kind of crazy, right? They pay Dak so much money. And I mean, Dak's a good quarterback, but what's Dak make $60 million a year? Something like that. You don't have takes that can support your claims because there's no such thing. There's no such thing that can support those claims. There's not a thing that you can support them. It's all hopium and delusion. A great coach can make an average player good. We got below average players, and we don't know that we have a great coach. I know we don't have a great coach this year. He's not going to be great year one. He's going to make rookie coach mistakes. This is a new offensive scheme, a new defensive scheme. I put the link out there. Was people scared today? Again, always have to. I just want to concentrate on the positives of the season. Yet I continue and have to defend a take that is rational to most fans that know football. There's nothing to debate, Kat. There's nothing to debate. There's nothing you can tell me that's going to change my mind on this season, because I know the game of football. I know the game of football. Miller, good morning.
Good morning, Big C. Good morning. How did you feel watching that Giants game?
Indifferent. I knew what our second unit looked like. You know what I mean? There was times that I was disappointed in, Jalen Wright and Ali Gordon. I was definitely disappointed in them.
Did you?
Those are guys I figured would be quality backups.
Well, I totally get that, but that honestly, we needed that to realize that we need a real running back. We're going to get a running back on waivers.
See, why do you keep thinking that we're going to sign anybody of any consequence?
See, that's
we haven't done that all off season.
It's because people still have the players of consequence on roster, but come August 30th, they are forced to at least cut them before signing them and stashing them on the practice squad.
There's been players available that they could sign that would have helped this football team.
Yeah, but you can't go out and you can't get Spencer Rattler right now because he's playing. You can't go get Jalen Daniels, who's playing. You can't go get Garrett Nussmeier, who's playing. You got to wait till they're at least cut before they can be signed to the practice squad, and then you can still, poach them. I mean, I know the Zach Sealer story is the one of one. I'm not saying we're gonna find a Zach Sealer, but we could totally find a better player than what we have now. Because, as you were saying, our depth pieces we have are still not even the practice squad players for other players. So it's automatically a step up.
You can't fix all those spots though, Miller.
Well, there's too many of them. All the spots. That's the thing. There's a reason they've been limiting the rookies.
You need corners. You need corners. You need receivers. You need safety, pass rusher help. Like,
how many receivers do you honestly think we need? I think we only need one. Because, I did the whole – honestly, I went through and I broke down the whole roster, and I had like a roster lineup about who didn't play, who was playing, and who was playing late in the game, and about who shouldn't have been. I don't know if you noticed, but our linebackers that we had out there made me really confident in what we have at the position. Because Willie Gay should not have been out there unless we were advertising him for trade. Someone will definitely pick up Willie Gay. And we'll have $8 million in cap space.
What do you think you're gonna get for Willie Gay, though?
We could definitely pick a running back up before they get waived to ensure we get our pick of the litter. We're talking about – I'm not talking about anything of significant consequence, but to ensure that we get a player before they hit the waiver, I'd be willing to give up someone like Willie Gay. You know what I mean? It's no one of consequence on our team. But the possibility of getting a player that is fringing and almost making the 53, but they have two studs and they can't carry a third. There's so many chances. So
Again,
many.
you're thinking as a fan, what have they done this offseason to make you think that they're going out and picking up players that are gonna truly make a difference on this football team?
Well,
When they've added
I
the
don't know if you
Jalen
caught it or
Raggers,
not, Big C, but
The Caden Wallace, you know what I mean? These guys of no consequence.
well, I don't know. You
That's
can't
what
really
they've
say
added.
that. I think Caden Wallace was one of the top-rated PFF graded players in the game. You know, he actually turned out pretty well for us. I thought. I thought he was a really good signing, given the context of everything. But I will say, like, I mean, there's teams around the league, like right now, the Vikings. The Vikings have an excess of talent at the safety position. They're not going to be able to keep all the guys they have. The Bills, as much as I don't like the Bills, Michael K, you guys have dogs at the defensive end position and like legit 4 or 5 starters at the defensive end position. You don't
So
think we could get one of them?
how many players you think they're gonna add?
I honestly think we're going to pick up 7 to 10. And
So then
honestly, I'm
think about
seriously
this too.
thinking
Think about this. You had 10 people, 10 players that you need to play immediately. 10 players you need to play immediately, a playbook, and expect them to play with little to no practice in regular season game immediately.
well, you got to understand the
And that's
offense.
supposed to look good too. No continuity, no continuity with the team. No learning no playing off each other. Like, come on, like there's just too much.
It's an uphill
There's
battle.
too many things. No, Miller, there's too many things. Like if we had one or two things that we had to overcome this season in order to be a 7-8 win team, then I'll give it to you. But the list is long why we're not going to be, and your list of why we could be is very short.
I mean, I have all the reasons why. And not only that, but Big C, I really encourage you, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch Halfley's late night presser last night. It said and spoke volumes. He said the presser how they've
he's
been
saying we're
having
trying to win right now?
They've been having a vanilla offense. They haven't been doing anything to really show or highlight versus the teams that have been going cover zero and, showing out in preseason. Of course, we're not going to look like those teams because we're an evaluating process. This is finding the ingredients on the back end of our roster to help propel us to the 8 wins.
When the Giants dominated our offensive line, what's that have to do with vanilla play calling?
That's why we had to call vanilla play calling, because we were playing garbage offensive linemen. I mean, to be fair, you can't just say like the Giants have some of the best elite defensive pass rushers. I mean, I don't care who you throw out there against their honestly defensive ends. They have one of the elite groups in the NFL. I mean, Abdul Carter's not. I mean, that guy's not even.
He had 4 sacks last year.
He might have had 4 sacks, but man.
But man, what? Because it fits your narrative
see the
to say
motor
that?
on the kid.
Okay, other teams don't have players of that magnitude. The Raiders aren't going to have Max Crosby, and we might have lucked out because
the consistency around the league
got hurt yesterday in practice, I think.
Really?
Again, Miller, we have no depth. We have a terrible cornerback room. The safety,
honestly,
the safety room's not great.
Because despite Likely's main target on defense was the linebackers. He wasn't being covered by the corners. Did you really see the corners eating on us? Because I honestly thought our cornerbacks held against the Giants pretty decent for what we had out there. I mean, we all know Ethan Bonner's not making the team. You know what I mean? There's certain players we know that's not making the team. But considering who we had out there that was going to make the team, I had faith. I mean, our corners held their own. I mean, it's not like against the Commanders where you got, playoff caliber receivers. I mean, Terry McLaurin, Stephon Diggs, even that guy they got from Tennessee, that he's turning it on. Like they really have some
bro.
cats out there in Washington. But I mean, against the Giants, I mean, who do they have? I mean, Odell was looking good, but I don't think he was dominating by no means.
Cat, it's delusional to say why we won't suck. It's delusional. You're hoping so badly that you're right, so your channel can take off. You're so hopeful, but it's easy to say that it won't work. You know how much pushback I get from the fans on a daily basis by saying that we're going to be a losing team this year. So is it really that easy? Is it easy? And I'm not going by what I'm not going by what Adam Schefter says. I'm not going by any of those things. And because you told me there was 40 dead cap players, give me a break. All right. Like, I guess you're the only one in the world that knew that, or, you know what I mean? Like the amount of dead cap space we got, or this, that, and the third. Like, I can see with my own eyes. I can see. And it's not easy for me to say this team's going to be bad. I take a lot of backlash.
That's where I think you're going to be wrong, though, Big C. Like, if you're holding any weight,
it's not a debate, my friend. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. It's not a debate.
You're judging off of this off season, where honestly, this off season is nothing about even showing what we have. It's about seeing what we can even have. They have
Miller,
to
we don't have what you think we have. We don't have what you think we have.
What? We don't have a star quarterback.
What do we got? What do we got that you got proof of?
We don't got a rookie wide receiver that's honestly able to go up and grab anything.
Anything. He made one catch, bro. One catch.
He made the best catch of all preseason.
No, he didn't make the best catch shit. It was one catch it was a decent catch. It wasn't as great as people want to try to make it out to be.
Like, give me a break. On the Miami Dolphins preseason. That is the best catch.
Was it Coleman? I debate Coleman's might have been better.
I mean, you got to give Cam Miller a little due process. I mean, he fit that thing in there.
Come on, bro. Like, you're giving too much credit. You're giving too much credit to something that you have no
and that's
proof
the
of.
thing. Can I say something, Big C? I really think we're under evaluating the wide receivers because the quarterback play really has been that atrocious. You know what I mean? If we really had invested in a backup quarterback, if we would have drafted a quarterback, we would not be witnessing what we're witnessing. And I truly believe that. If we would have got Taylor Green or Garrett Nussmeier, like you were saying, we would. I
wasn't saying Taylor Green or Garrett. Where do I get credit? Don't give me credit for something I didn't say, please. I never said neither one of those guys. Hell no. Hell no. No. Please don't do that to me. Who was the
quarterback he was wanting then? I'm trying to remember.
None of those quarterbacks. I didn't want any of those quarterbacks.
I mean,
I wanted to go with Quinn Ewers and get the next year's draft. That's what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay then.
I'm not going to learn nothing from you. You can't teach me nothing. Oh, you got a job? Okay.
I don't think we should have ever taken Ty Simpson. That was a fallacy to begin with.
Gotta support Metheny. You're great, bro. People they so hope to God that they're right, because if I'm right, my YouTube channel will take off. I lose subscribers because I lose subs because of my shit.
You're straight, you know what I mean? You're a straight shooter. That's what makes you the top, you know what I mean? I put you up there above like TD.
No,
and
people literally tell me they're unsubbing my channel because I'm too negative. But I got the easy take.
That's because they didn't see you last year. You know, you were so positive last year. You know what I mean? You really thought we were going.
Because I was a 2-and-ear. That's why. Because I'm a 2-and-ear.
Yeah.
No,
I hate
it's
when
because
people have that take.
It's because of the amount of talent we had around Tua that I felt, and I was hopeful that our rookies would perform at a high level too. Remember, I said it. All we need is Jonah to come in and Kenneth Grant to come in and this person to come in, and that's why I was hopeful. But the chances of rookies performing at that high of a level, and as many as we need to perform at that high of a level to be good this year, it's just not realistic.
Yeah, but those were Greer picks, man. And I really think Sully picks right now are light years better.
Cat, I don't even watch other shows. I don't even watch any other show now. I barely minimal. I watch The Collective once in a while.
I mean, we can all agree though. H-Hand's gonna rush for like 1,500 yards.
I don't need to watch my another a show to get my take. I know football. I've been watching Dolphin football for a long time.
Whoa, dude! This cat the hat kid's fucking. Excuse my language.
Talking about someone behind their back. Give me a break.
Anyway, Big C. I really think if we got 7 to 10 additions off the waiver wire, and I truly like that might be the fan in me talking, but this team is
it absolutely is. It absolutely is the fan, Miller, and that's okay. But at the same time, like, step back to reality just a little bit, my friend.
I mean, this team is made of fringe roster players that were almost starters. You know what I mean? And if we can add more of them.
Miller, you're lying. You're lying. This team is not made up of fringe starting players. It's not.
Juju Brent.
None of these guys are
Marshall Jr., Jason Marshall Jr.
He's a fringe starter.
Lonnie Johnson Jr. He was a fringe starter.
These are all fringe starters. Come on, give me a break.
Was a fringe starter. Tutu Atwell was a fringe starter.
No, he wasn't. Tutu's getting cut.
Yeah, I know. That's how bad he is.
Exactly. I mean, that's how bad he is. That's how bad he is.
Ojabo was a fringe starter. He was a rotation.
These players are not fringe starters. They're not fringe starters.
So if we get some more key positions, man, I really think because I truly think we're 1 or 2 pieces away on the offense being really good. There's a reason they set the whole starting offensive line. You know what I mean?
You would hope so. You would hope we're 1 or 2 pieces away from being good on offense, but that offensive line definitely scared me the other day. Like, it definitely scared me. We're also 1 or 2 injuries away on that offense from being very bad.
We did not play 7 offensive starters. So we only had 4 people out there that were of starting caliber. And of the 4 people that were starting caliber, 2 or 3 of them were rookies, and they only got 1 or 2 snaps apiece. We really didn't show anything, and that's what we're doing. We're not trying to show.
Our offensive line is literally blocking the person in front of you. I got to get Glenn up here. I appreciate your time, brother.
I appreciate you, man. Later.
Please. I see you, Michael K. Glenn, good morning.
Good morning. Man, I just don't understand you. I really don't.
Well, we got a bad team. We're not going to win a lot of games.
No, first of all, I've been a fan a lot longer than you have. I've been watching football a lot longer than you have. I actually seen winning games. I actually seen a Super Bowl that we won. But I never go into a season. I don't care how good or bad it is. I can never go into a season saying, "Let my team." Thinking my team don't tank.
Again, I don't want my team to lose games. Like that's a asinine way to think about it. I don't hope my team loses games. I don't want my team to win 7 games. That doesn't make
Why
my
don't you
team
want
get
them
better.
to win 7? Why don't you want them to win 7 games?
Because that does nothing to help us get better.
Why not? If I
Because
win 7 games, I have a If I have 7 games, I have a building block.
No, you
There's
don't.
a reason
No,
we
you
ran
don't.
in 7
No, you
games.
don't. Half this team ain't gonna be here next year.
Wait. If I have won 7 games, I created a building blocks.
No, you
There's
probably
players
got
on
lucky.
this team.
You probably got lucky in 3 of those games that you shouldn't have won.
But it's still a building block. If I win 0 games, there's nothing I have.
You're going to have a building block regardless. Glenn, the fact of the matter is most teams that hang around that mediocre 7-8 win seasons, that's where they stay because they miss out at the top talent in the draft.
No. This is about hey, playoff. Football has turned from teams, and it has turned from being teams to what your quarterback can do. Look at all the teams in the top. Where's their quarterback? It all depends on what your quarterback can do for your team.
Glenn, again, what I want as far as wins and losses concerned, does it affect the Miami Dolphins and what they do on the field?
What, wins and losses?
Yeah. If I prefer 3 wins over 7 wins, does that affect their play on the field?
No, it ain't gonna affect their play.
Okay.
But
time out.
Okay.
So that it doesn't affect their play. We got a good team right now, Glenn.
Do we have a good team?
Be honest.
Good team as in what?
Be real. You've seen a lot of football.
No.
You just told me way more than me.
Wait.
Wins and
Good
losses.
team as in
Wins and
good
losses.
team as in. I technically
Wins and
I
losses.
don't know. I don't know because it all depends on what I think it has a lot to do is on Willis. Because Willis could win you 3-4 games by himself. But Willis can control a team, and he could throw. And if he's playing good, I've seen where offensive line and defense look good, and a quarterback dragged their ass to the Super Bowl. You want me to give you a hint?
Who?
Cincinnati. He drugged that team to the Super Bowl, and his offensive line was shit, and his defense was not that good. And he drugs, and Burrows drugged that team to the Super Bowl.
Our team is nowhere compared to that, Glenn.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it all depends on Malik Willis.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. He can't play defensive back. He can't stop the other teams.
He can outscore the other team.
And how's that work out? How's that work for the Bengals? They score 40 points a game and have a losing record.
You know what? You're right. Baby, you're right. But at least you know you have something. What I'm saying is a lot has to do with Malik.
We're comparing
now
him.
You say
he's going to score 30 points a game, Glenn?
What? I don't know if he will. Chances of him scoring 30 points is not because the average, let's put the average. The average is still 20 to 25 points a game per team. That's about the average. So, no, he's not going to score 30 points a game on a thing. But looking at that, it's every team don't score 30 points against Miami. Do you think every team don't score 30 points against Miami?
I think a lot are gonna.
So you're saying that Miami could control the ball, might be if they could run the ball and stuff and control the clock. Teams don't score 30 points when that happens.
We don't know if they can do that, Glenn.
But there's a possibility, right?
There's a possibility that shit could fall from the sky.
Hey, just like, and then another thing I have with you is why you keep saying, oh, we got 42 players. How many of those 42 players are going to make the final roster?
I told you this yesterday. There's 22 starters. If every one of our starters didn't start against the Giants, that leaves 31 spots, right?
Yeah.
So if we don't have starter quality players at every position, Glenn, at least 30 players on this team are going to be backup or below quality players.
You got 22 players, right? Plus you still got now there's 22, there's still another 10 to 15 that's making one year deals. Yeah, you got it, but
31.
But there's a lot of players that don't be cut, and what you do on when you're getting people off the waiver wires after cut down, you're not looking for starters. What you're looking for is to make the better back end of your team better.
We don't have enough. You can't sign enough waivers to do that, Glenn. We don't have quality starters at every position, let alone quality. What position we got quality backups at, Glenn?
You could pick up players. I'm telling you now, we don't have by the end of this, we don't have over 20 waivers we picked up from beginning camp to the end. Yeah.
And how they going to learn how to play with this team, learn that playbook, learn continuity with this team, and be able to play at a high level with this team that quickly with that many new people?
They're professionals, and most of them know the playbook already. Most of those players know the playbook. They just have to change. They just have to change the damn terms and stuff. And
you know our playbook.
You think these playbooks are different from one to the other? They're not that much different. Yeah. The terminology might be different, but the plays, everybody has a screen. Everybody has a running. Everybody has to run this, run that thing. Everybody has to out this, out that. All of them have it.
They don't get paid. That's why they're available. They're not getting paid. That's why these guys are available. They're always available.
They got cut because they got cut. They got cut because there's other teams on the other team that are better or rookies, and they don't want to lose the rookies or whatever. And so they got pretty much pushed out.
I appreciate your time, Glenn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Joe, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, man, I'm having it today, bro.
Well, yeah, I don't know what all that was about identical playbook.
That Saturday performance really got people hyped for this season.
Yeah, dude, we're cooked. We're cooked. I think people need to realize it's going to take some time for even a good coach, even if Hafley's a good coach, it's going to take time for that to set in. And
they don't understand that. They don't get it. He's just going to be fucking Bill Belichick from the start. You know what I mean? Even if he was Bill Belichick, what's the chances he's Bill Belichick from the start? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Even my opinion on Bill Belichick has been tainted lately. But
I don't.
I know what you're saying.
Your top head coaches.
Yeah.
I got Cat in the Hat challenge me to a duel. Jesus Christ! Come on my show and I'll teach you. Nothing you can tell me is going to make me change my mind.
Well, Look, I think the arrow's pointing in the right direction with Halfley, and I think that's what we have to look at. Is it seems to be going in the right direction. That could all change, but before the end of September, we could see an absolute shit product out there that's even worse than where we should be right now. That could change, right? But it looks like the arrow's pointing in the right direction. It's just we're not going to be 0 to 100, very quickly. I think people need to realize that.
I agree that the arrow's pointing in the right direction, but that's not enough for people. They need to win year one of a rebuild.
Yeah.
And then explain to me and give me reasons why that it's possible when in reality it's like you act like every other team didn't get better. Every other team's not signing players, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't live in a vacuum.
Get waiver wire players. It's just so crazy to me. I'll tell you what, every other team don't have is the minimum contract players, the lack of quality starters at, you know what I mean, multiple positions, the amount of dead cap room. They don't have, other teams don't have that. Other teams don't have a rookie head coach or rookie general manager or rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? Like all those things matter. And when you stack them on top of each other, it's just not a good look.
It's going to be interesting. If we do happen to get to 6 wins, I think people are still going to be celebrating that, even though 6 wins is doo-doo. You're still going to have people that say, hey, we were expected for 4 and we got 6. Therefore, we can point to that as improvement.
But how can they celebrate that when they were saying 10 wins the whole time?
Well, that's my point. Is I think they're going to shift, right? I think they're still going to find that positive take, but they're going to recalibrate eventually. Right now, people don't know where to aim their takes, right? They're just so happy that Tua and the old regime is gone that it's kind of like the honeymoon for whatever the next regime is, right? It's like they can do no wrong. But we'll find out soon if they can. It's the honeymoon. That's what we're in right now, is the honeymoon of Halfley and Sully and Malik. We're just so happy to not be with Tua and Greer and McDaniel anymore.
Bat out of hell, that's half our team is bubble players. Like, give me a break. The amount of depth you have on your football team says a great amount about how good of a team you're going to be. Because you're going to suffer injuries. Injuries are a given in the NFL. Players got to come out for a rest here and there. If Devon Achane got to come out, but our running backs average 1.5 yards a carry, his backups do. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get people's mindsets. And I constantly have to defend my takes like I'm the idiot. Like, and I'm not calling other people idiots or anything like that. It's just, if this was the New York Jets and you've seen their roster, if you just changed the logo, you would say the Jets had a bad team.
I think you should go on Cat's show and debate with him, though.
I'm not going on his show and debating him nothing.
I think you should, man. I think it'd be a good one. Look,
I don't think
it's not like debating with like Pete or like some of these others that are just gonna give you like.
No, I don't like that dude. I don't care to.
Hey man, he's here supporting your show.
No, he here trying to scalp subscribers. That's what he's doing. Come on my show. I said this. Come watch me.
Oh man.
I don't be on his show. I don't be in his comments saying, come watch me.
No, but he'd give your show a shout.
I don't care. I don't. Yeah. All 6 of his people.
Yeah, man. You can't let this shit get to you personally, man.
When you attack, I don't attack personally. Other people want to attack personally. No. I call people out when they lie. You say I just copy ESPN. Oh, where'd you get that from, Pete? You know what I mean? Like, give me a break. You learned this from me, that there was 40 minimum contract players. Well, maybe I did hear it from you first. Maybe I did. Congratulations. I guess I wouldn't have found out, or you know what I mean? Like, you learned it from somewhere else. It doesn't matter. Tua's coming to town this week. That's what the video's about. I'm tired of always having to. The games are going to be played sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? Sooner rather than later, the games are going to be played. And again, I encourage everybody to watch the first week of the season and come over and check my channel out, because I will be very upset when the Miami Dolphins, and week one, maybe not a good example, because I think the Dolphins got a real chance of winning that game. But come check it out any other week, and you'll see that it pains me for this team to lose. I'm not cheering for them to lose. I don't want them to lose. Nothing of the sorts.
I think you're still going to be battling that, though, because people are going to build that narrative about you. So you're going to have people in your chat that are saying, hey, you like this, Big C, don't you? You know it's coming.
Cool. You know what?
You know it's coming, right?
I don't do that. I don't do this for a living. I don't make money off this like that. So it is what it is. Again, I don't want this team to lose. I want this team to win multiple Super Bowls. That's why I want them. If we're going to have a losing season, yeah, I'd rather 2-3 wins. Not in the moment. Not in the moment when the games are happening. I don't want 2-3 wins. But when the season's said and done and the games have all been played, would I rather our record say 2-15 instead of 6-11? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because I want to get some of that top talent in that draft. If that makes me a bad fan, I guess I'm a bad fan.
You got any favorites of if we do need to go QB in the draft? You got any favorites?
Not yet. I don't watch a lot of college football, to be honest. I think
so you'll wait till it's like draft time to look into that.
Yeah, then I do I go back and watch full games, and I wait because lots of times people will come out of nowhere, right? Like Joe Burrow going into his senior season or his last year, nobody had him on the radar. You know what I mean?
Mendoza too.
Mendoza
was probably going to be like a mid-round QB.
So to go through and you're not paying attention to this whole quarterback, the whole season, and then next thing you know, they're the top pick in the draft. So I like to go back and see who the top quarterbacks are, and watch their game film and that, and do my shit like that. But again, nobody wants. I'm a Dolphin fan. I've been nothing else in my life as a Dolphin fan. I used to be a big baseball guy, big basketball guy, but now I pretty much just watch football. And Miami was always my top team regardless. My kids think Dan Marino is their grandfather. Like, that ass. Well, I mean, not anymore, but they did. They're too old for it now. Yeah, my dad's dead, and I used to tell him that Dan Marino was their grandfather. So he slept with my mom in Miami one year. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing more than I want for this team to succeed. And I just know what good football looks like. I know how good teams are built. And this isn't a good team. And it's nobody's fault. Like, it's Chris Greer's fault. You know what I mean? You can blame Tua a little bit, but it is what it is. But the beauty is, Joe, these games will be played. These games will be played. And, I don't want to even gloat when I'm right, because I'm gloating for my team losing, but it's a double-edged sword, I guess. It definitely is a double-edged sword.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be betting on the Dolphins to lose every game, because I feel like that gives us the best chance to win every game. My football betting is atrocious. So I will buy
that's
us.
a good way to think of it.
I will sacrifice my hard-earned money for losses to gambling sites to ensure that Dolphins will get their wins.
I mean, that's a good way. I bet the house on it every week, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like if the Dolphins really are going to be this bad, I mean, we're watching it. We see how rough it is. Like betting on the Dolphins to lose might be pretty profitable. There will be a few games here and there where people think it's kind of even, and we know it's not. I'm going to make some money on those games.
But anyway, what do you think about Tua coming to town this week?
I want Tua to have an incredible season this year. And I know that's going to make people's blood boil. But I want Tua to have a very good season with the Falcons. I don't want him to get a playoff win. I won't go that crazy. But I want him to have a very good season with that team because the content is going to be insane throughout the season. If Tua is – you're going to see Tua Nears popping back up left and right and hammering everyone's show. It's going to be insane content. If Tua is doing well, potentially even better than Malik.
Bet out of hell. You said Big C just explained why he has no draft credentials. He doesn't watch college football. How many college football games you watch a year? How many college football games you think the average person watches a year that even does what I do? You think they might watch a certain team, but you think they're watching 30 games a week? And like they watch each and every game. I watch the highlights of games, of course.
30 a season.
I know who the top players are, but I investigate and I go do deeper dives at the end of the season. That's not that I don't know who these people are or I haven't seen their highlights coming through. I just don't sit down and watch 40 hours of college football a weekend. You know what I mean? Like I just don't do it.
Do you have a team?
I like Florida State, I guess. If I had to pick.
No, if you picked the wrong one, I can tell you that.
Why is that?
The Florida State Seaman holes. No, thank you.
Yeah,
Hurricanes fan. Although I switched for a bit, I was East Carolina while I was there, but they're so ass that I can't really be a East Carolina fan. So I'm a Miami Hurricanes. Back to the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Iowa fan. I would say you stick with Quinn Ewers. He showed that he could win football games in the NFL last year. I don't know what's wrong with him right now. Hopefully he can get it fixed, but at this point, I would stick with Quinn Ewers. I think we're even more screwed this year if Malik goes down. So I don't think it really matters. But yeah, I don't know. I was a big Warwick Dunn guy when he was in college. Charlie Ward. Just how the fans would do the chop in the stadium. Oh,
yeah.
Like that.
There's a Florida State guy that just got cut. I forget what team. I think it was the Eagles. Johnny Wilson, a 6'7" receiver from Florida State. I think he just got cut with an injury. Imagine having
Ohio State when Eddie George was there. Eddie George was one of my favorite running backs in college football history. But yeah, like I said, not too big into. I liked USC when Reggie Bush was there. I think he's one of the best college football players I've ever seen.
Well, I think this year it might. I mean, we'll know by October if we need to be watching QBs in college. I think we'll know.
And I'm hoping we're not. I do think there's a scenario that Malik performs good enough, even though I don't think we're going to win a lot of games. Because, again, there's a lot of holes. You can't blame him for everything. He's got to show he can be composed under pressure. He's got to show that he's not the reason that we lose games. He's got to show that he can go out there and win a game that's unexpected. And if he does those things and plays at a high level for most of these games, I think that we should keep him. And I think there's a world where he does those things and we still win 4 or 5 games.
I hear what you're saying. I don't care about the weapons, though. I care about the protection. I think as long as you give the QB good protection, you could see if he's a good QB or not.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get the fool's gold like we did with Tua, where we bring in someone like Hill. And like we might see with Achan, right? If this whole season is just spamming Achan, we're not going to know what Malik really has. But we did that with Tua, right? We got fool's gold because we saw what he could do with Tyreek Hill. And then turns out he's not a good QB because we got fool's gold. So I don't want that to happen again with Malik. Right? So I'm happy with not having like standout receivers. I don't even want to draft that guy from Ohio State.
See, I feel like Tua was almost fool's gold from the jump. I feel like the amount of weapons he had at Alabama, you know what I mean, covered up how good of a, you know what I mean? Some of these quarterbacks that come from maybe not the major programs that don't have elite weapons around them and they you know, perform at a high level. I think that definitely shows you more than someone that goes out there and throws to, you know, your whole receiver room is first round wide receivers. Your running backs.
He might have died in the Big Ten. He might have died in the Big Ten. Everyone on his freaking team was drafted.
I definitely think that. Again, Malik can't catch his own passes. He can't stop the opposing team from scoring. He can't do those things. But there are things that he can do that will prove to me that he's the man.
Yeah, a lot of people want to put a win count on it, and I refuse to put a win count on it.
Wins aren't bait. That's not a. I mean, that's a team accomplishment more than it is a individual. Well, yeah, does he have a big say in the games? Yeah.
Some wins are, and those are the wins that I care about. If he gets wins against big teams that are on his back, I don't care if we have an awful record for 2 more seasons. We'll have someone that we know can actually get it done, right? And we can develop that. We haven't had that in years.
I think you need to be positive that he's your guy, though. I don't think you can go in the next year with question marks like, well, he looked okay. Let's give him 1 more year. I don't think you can do that.
I'll take question marks if he showed that he can beat good teams. If he shows that, I'll take a few question marks that we could.
Yeah, I disagree. If there's any question mark, I think you got to go quarterback.
I don't know if there's a few question marks, but let's say he won at Denver, right, and maybe got a win against Buffalo as well that were on his back. I'm saying you run him back again next year, draft a QB maybe mid-round as the backup that you have interest in because there's a huge QB class, and you basically have them sit and wait to see if Malik's got it or not in 2027. Yeah, I'm telling you, if he can actually, we didn't see that for any of these guys. None of our QBs were ever good against good teams. We always just got spanked, and we would beat the bad teams and get to a meddling record.
See, Joe, I just think that we're asking him too much to beat the good teams this year. Like, good teams are good for a reason. Like this team had, like, people. I just don't think people understand how mediocre this overall roster is.
Look at Bo Nix. Bo Nix isn't like, he's not a phenomenal QB. But at the end of the game, right in the fourth quarter, and when it matters, he steps up and he helps his team win ball games. And that's not something that we've seen in a long time. Bo Nix doesn't have to be like a standout at all times, but when the game's on the line, he gets it done. I would love that.
I agree, Joe. I just think that our roster is so thin. Like, Joe, it is thin.
Yeah.
It is thin. Like, we don't even have quality starters across the board, let alone, you know what I mean? Like, we have real life 3 and 4s being starters on our team because that's all we got.
But we have a good offensive line. We have a great offensive line.
Yeah, but look how they got dominant. Look how they got dominant against the Giants. And then to think, what if an injury happens?
Well, that offensive line didn't play. Did any of those 5 guys play?
They played in joint practice.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like I think usually when you have a rookie QB and they come in and they're awful, the excuses start coming up around their offensive line didn't allow this guy to have any time at all. He was running for his life, etc. Those are usually valid. But I think if you have time, as a QB, if you have time, if you have a good offensive line and a great running back like we do, I really don't think you need all-star receivers around you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
So I think we've actually given Malik a pretty good scenario. Like when you think about it, like he's got Douglas, Bell, and probably Tolbert, right, as the Malik Washington as well as his main core receiving group, and tight end is Dolchich, right? Like it's not like it's complete like dog shit. Like we just grabbed these guys off the street. We've got there's good elements to them all. Tolbert is like a good 2 to 3 wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 kind of guy. Malik has proven that he can play well as a slot.
He's 4 or 5. Come on.
No, Tolbert, he wasn't even 4 or 5 on the Cowboys. He was 3 on the Cowboys. He was 3 on the Cowboys.
He was like 4 last year.
He was 3 on the Cowboys with them having 2 superstar receivers in the room.
Go look up the stats. He had the fifth or sixth most receptions out of wide receivers.
Did he play all the games?
Pretty sure he did.
Either way, like it's not like he's complete junk, right? Like and when Bell comes back, he might be like all right. Like I don't think he's going to be anything great, but he might be a decent receiver. So it's not like we're giving them like Trent Sherfield and just like random cats like that. Like
so let me ask this to you, Joe.
Decent.
How good is our secondary?
Our defense is a different story. Our secondary is cheap.
How good is our secondary?
Cheeks.
Okay, so if we got an elite offensive line, a really good quarterback. I wouldn't call it elite.
I would call it good to great.
A great offensive line, a really good quarterback, right?
No. The QB is the question mark.
All right, so we got a bunch of number 2 wide receivers, like you just said.
Yeah.
Why hasn't Jalen Tolbert? Why haven't any of these guys? Why haven't we heard any reports that there's just been a day where they just dominated our secondary?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, for one, we rotate a lot of these guys in and out, right? So you're asking basically why hasn't Tolbert emerged, right, as a top guy out of this?
Any of those guys? Why haven't we heard any dominant performance from a wide receiver?
Well, you'll notice I didn't mention Atwell because I don't think Atwell is very good, and he is more of a 4 than Tolbert. Tolbert's like a wide receiver 3.
Getting cut.
And that's exactly where Tolbert fit. If that's where he was in the Cowboys, that's where he'll be here. He'll be wide receiver 3. Malik Washington is the one that's playing out of slot. Malik Washington would be a 4 on most teams, but we're utilizing him as like a wide receiver 2 because right now Bell is out, and also our with a new QB like this, he's going to be spamming Malik. We saw it in that first drive. He's going to be spamming Malik with the volume of the throws. He's going to be our highest targeted receiver, even though he's probably 4th best.
Again, why haven't we heard of any dominant performance from a wide receiver in camp?
Because I don't think that the QB is that good, to be honest.
I mean, we've heard reports that Malik was pretty good. a lot of days.
No, we've heard a lot of up and down.
I mean,
to be honest,
part,
what I've heard about practice has been pretty even across the board. There's never been like an overwhelming this team dominated this side of the ball.
But you said our defense isn't that good.
No, I don't think just based on what we have is not going to be able to keep up with some of the receivers that we're facing this year.
So like again, why isn't our offense dominating our defense?
The Raiders might not be bad because we're facing a depleted wide receiver room. You know, when we go to San Francisco, we're going to be facing off against Mike Evans, right? Who's going to stop Mike Evans on this team? Nobody. Right, but we haven't had scenarios where we're facing like those top tier wide receivers yet. And we don't have any of them, but we have good receivers. And if you have a QB, you can win with good receivers.
Bet out of hell, we're not debating who our number 4 wide receiver is going to be. We're debating that we got a bunch of number 4s as number 1 wide receivers. That's what we're debating.
No, I think Douglas would probably be 4 on most teams, but maybe a 3 on some. And maybe a really bad team, he'd be a 2, right? So it is goofy that he's our top guy, which is why I'm saying Malik Washington is playing above his slot, because maybe slot's the wrong word because that's where he'll be playing, but he's going to be that volume guy. He'll get 1 to 2 catches per drive.
I just don't know if our offense is supposed to be pretty good, why they haven't dominated our defense at all during training camp.
They're not good. Right? They're not. It's not a good offense, right? Our offense is built around the running game. That's what we do. Our passing game, we haven't invested much into. My point is, if we have a great QB, it's not going to matter that we have a bunch of 2s, 3s, and 4s in our receiver room. Maybe a 2 at best. But 3s and 4s, it's not going to matter. These guys are still fast. These guys can catch the ball. If we have the right QB making the right decisions, not turning the ball over, and putting the ball where the receiver gets it, not the defender. Like if this guy's making multiple reads, then it's not going to matter. We'll be able to win with that. And then that we know we have our QB, then we start spending a little bit of money on the receivers. And the DBs as well. I think we're going to see these DBs struggle against real talent. I think we're fortunate to not play. Well, actually, no, we are going to play a lot of teams with good receivers right off the bat. We got the Niners. The Chiefs don't really have a standout receiver, but I still think they're going to carve us. I still think Travis Kelce is going to have a huge game. You know, we face Minnesota. Who's going to stop Justin Jefferson in this DB room?
They got Jordan Addison too. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And then who's the 5th game? Is that the Jets? I think it's the Jets with
Not sure.
With Garrett Wilson and Omar Cooper Jr., Mitchell from the Colts last year. I can't remember if that was last year or the year before. Like, those guys are going to cook us too. If Geno isn't tanking, then Geno might actually torch us. Right? Like, these DBs, they're going to have problems against the teams with legitimate weapons, which is a big contributor to my prediction on a low record. I think when Joe Burrow comes to town, he's throwing close to 500 yards.
Yeah. I mean, again, the games will be played. It's sad that it's definitely sad on my part that I want to be right so I can put it to these people, but at the same time, I want to be wrong so my team is a good football team. But no matter how much I want this team to be a good football team. They're just not in that position right now. So it is what it is. Like you, I think we're headed in the right direction, though, and that's what really matters. That's what really matters, in my opinion. You know, we've gone through a lot of bad seasons, 25 years without a playoff victory. You know, if we got to suffer through one more of those seasons to get into a good place that's going to be withstanding, that can be for multiple years, not just 1 year, not just 1 year being good because we signed a bunch of free agents that are going to screw us cap wise in 2 years, but building a team the right way through the draft, through, you know, finding and developing young talent. I think that's what's the real positive thing to take from all of this. And hopefully we got a head coach that can be the next great head coach for the Miami Dolphins. And there's just a lot of variables that need to go the correct way for the Miami Dolphins, even to be an 8-win team, in my opinion. You need so many things to go right just to be an 8-win team. And I just don't see. I've been a Dolphin fan a long time. Things typically don't go right for us. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the luckiest fan base in the world. So I'm expecting a bad season, but I'm expecting a bright future, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's what we're doing this for, right? Is that we're not trying to build just like a one shot at the playoffs. We're trying to build a franchise that is a perennial playoff contender, Super Bowl contender eventually. You're not going to be called a Super Bowl contender overnight. It's going to take 1 to 2 to 3 seasons of success.
I would like to say 2028. I feel like we could be considered a Super Bowl contender. I think next year, given another draft, given some salary cap room, I think we could be considered a playoff team, maybe an outside shot at the division. And then 2028, when Tua is completely off the books, the salary cap is kind of reset. That's enough time for Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan's first rookie class to start really coming into their own. And then hopefully, you know, you got some veterans like Chop Robinson and Devon Achin and, you know, Patrick Paul that have been here a couple more years that hopefully are at their in their prime. I think that's the year that we could really be considered maybe a Super Bowl contender, 2028. But that's if Malik pans out. That's if Jeff Hafley's the answer at coach. You know what I mean? Again, a lot of variables got to go the Dolphins' way for us to be in that position. But that's what I think right now.
Do you think if Malik's not the guy, and we do need to draft a new QB, do you think Hafley and Sullivan survive that?
Yeah, I think they get a pass for the most part. The only way I could see a possibility of them moving on, any possibility, is if we go over. If we don't win a game this year, and Andy Reid's available or someone of that nature, then possibly. But other than that, I would say that he's probably pretty safe.
I think he's safe too. I think part of Sullivan's interview for the GM position was pitching basically that, hey, there's no QBs in this draft this year. So we're going to bring in Malik, get him on a good contract where 2 years are guaranteed, and we give him basically a 1-year tryout, and then he either earns a starting job or we use him as a backup for another year, and we draft someone out of this upcoming draft with all the good QBs in it. I think this first year was already established as basically a trial for Malik.
Yeah, I agree. Dean, I'll throw it out to you real quick. I got to get going here in a second. I appreciate your time, Joe.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. AB, that's just how I prefer to do things, so people ain't talking over each other and all that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way I think it works better. So bear with me. Hit that like button. I've never had 40 likes on a video. Can we get there? And again, I don't want this videos, and it seems that they always trend to go this way. I don't want this to be an argument between, oh, we suck and no, we're good. Oh, we suck. No, we're good. Again, this is a rebuild. People, be patient. Patience is a virtue. Have a little bit of patience. Understand where we're at. It doesn't make it. You're not a bad fan to realize that this Miami Dolphins team is in a tough spot. Dean, hello, brother.
Hey, how you doing?
Sorry to hear about your loss.
Yeah, he's 79 years old. He had a great life, and we're going to celebrate his life. We don't know all the details yet about the funeral and everything. He just passed Saturday. But we're able to say goodbye, and I got a lot of love from people in the chat, and I really appreciate everybody, and I'm going to be okay. It's going to hit me there and then because my dad used to take me to the Dolphin games. So, when I go to the Dolphins games, I'm going to be cheering it on because my dad was a big Dolphin fan, and he used to watch my fantasy football shows. So, and he used to critique me. So I'm going to take his advice this year for season 2. But I just wanted to talk to you because, of course, I didn't get to see the game. So I understand that we didn't do really well.
No. Well, I mean, first off, the starters didn't really play, but again, depth is a major issue for this football team. The Giants' second stringers looked a lot better than our second stringers. We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't throw the ball. Our offense was just terrible. And then, of course, they got Jameis Winston, their backup quarterback. He's obviously a former number one overall pick. Darius Slayton is a pretty good backup wide receiver. He'd probably be the number one here, so just, a team that is built, has a more well-rounded team, and it's because they got the salary cap to be able to have quality depth pieces where we don't have that luxury this year. So,
yeah, it wasn't we have. I guess it's not like we had choices. What we have is what we have, and if the top 22 starters on our team go down, it's definitely only going to be like a 1-win team. Listening to what people are saying. Wow.
Yeah, we had 61 yards passing.
Oh, wow.
For the game. Cam Miller he was 6 of 11 for 60 yards, and Gronkowski was 2 of 5 for 1 yard.
Oh, jeez.
Rushing, our running back. Yours is hurt right now. Our backup running backs ran the ball 13 times for 20 yards.
Oh, jeez.
We had 100 total yards.
Well,
in the game.
I do want to say that I believe me and Cap are going to be doing fantasy football in Miss Phins tomorrow night. That still will start tomorrow night. And I know you have DMZ on Tuesday nights?
Yep.
Correct? Okay.
Yep.
So I just wanted to pop up here and tell everybody everything's okay with me and my family are fine. We're able to say our goodbyes to my father, and I guess we didn't miss much with the Dolphins game Saturday night. So we're going to move forward here, and we're looking forward to fantasy football, and I'm going to be playing on your fantasy league this. The draft is this Friday.
No, the draft actually. JD just said that we had to push it back to the second,
Okay.
September 2nd draft.
But I'll have that for you this Thursday. Okay.
I appreciate you, brother, and again, I'm sorry for your loss.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll be fine. It's going to hit me here and there, but we'll get through it. But thank you for having me on, and everybody have a blessed day, and let's look forward to this season. I mean, only thing that we can look forward to is progress, right?
That progress is the key, brother.
Yep, and that we finish strong, and that's what my father would have wanted. That's what he was telling me, is that
yes,
we have a young team, and throughout the years, is with his knowledge of football. That's what he said. That's what he told me. Is he was looking forward to seeing the Dolphins finish strong, no matter what the win column is. All right. Well, y'all have a good afternoon, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Peace, brother. Sharif, I'm about to get out of here. Sorry, brother. Better hell, it's not about one player. It's about the overall roster not being that great. Again, we got $120 million to spend on our team. We're paying more for other players not to be here, friend. I wish people could understand that and take it in. If you want to believe in this football team, by all means. I'm done with this argument. It's a constant argument. I'm not going to partake in it anymore. If you don't like my take on what I think is going to happen this year, that's cool. I get it. It's a hard take to. How can you like it? Nobody wants to hear that their team's not going to be good, but I can't lie to you. I apologize if that's what you want to hear, but I can't do it. You can believe everybody else, and I apologize for getting out of character a little bit earlier with other people, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't wish down on anybody. I don't wish ill towards anybody. Cat in the Hat. I don't wish ill upon him. Hope his channel grows. Go check it out. If he's got reasonings why he believes that the Dolphins are going to be a winning football team, and you guys want to believe that's your prerogative. You know what I mean? By all means. But for me, I've seen what it takes to build a winning football team, and right now we just don't got it. We just don't got it. Again, I know that you want to be positive. I know that you don't want to hear that. I know you want to believe. What matters to me is that the future looks bright. The future looks bright. And hopefully, given a little bit more time, Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan can build something positive. Build something that will last year after year after year, where we don't have to worry about a new head coach anymore, a new general manager, a new quarterback. Hopefully we can find some real stability at the quarterback position for the first time in 25 plus years since Danny retired. And even Dan's last couple of years, to be honest, Dan wasn't the same guy the last year or two of his career. We need to find the next leader of this franchise. And I think we're moving in that direction, whether it's Malik or it's the next guy that Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan bring in. I think we're moving in that direction. So I appreciate it. And see, hopefully you can say it's okay. I'll keep listening to your lies. What happens when it's not a lie? Do I get an apology? See, hopeful at the end of the season? Do I get that? See, hopeful, do I get a I'm sorry, brother, at the end of the season? Because if I'm wrong, I most certainly will come on here and hail to all of you. I will bow and admit that you guys were right and I was wrong. How dare I? I deserve to be whooped. As a matter of fact, if I'm wrong, I'll do a huge giveaway on this channel. I'll give away cash. I'll give away jerseys. I'll do a huge giveaway if I was wrong. Hit that like button. I never have 40 likes on a video. Can we get there today? I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Fins up. I'm a big Dolphin fan, whether you want to believe it or not. I want nothing but the best for this team. But it is what it is. See, Michael K right there. Big C is good for it. He apologized to me after he made a ridiculous prediction. And listen, I used to be on that hopium. I really did. I really did. But this team wasn't built the way it was. See, hopeful. That's all I'm saying. Can I get some love if I'm right? If I end up being right, let me get that love. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And it's Fins up. Peace.
Yeah. Check it. From the 305 to the world. Big C on the mic. Welcome to the inner circle. You know what it is. Yeah. Clock hits noon, ready for the breakdown. Big C stepping up, holding down the town. The Fin Posse podcast, yeah, we talking shop. Fresh off the field, never gonna stop. For the fans, by the fans, that's the code. Every single snap, every yard on the road. We dissect the stats, every gain, every loss. Breaking down the tape, checking every cross. Fins up, hold it high to the sky. Hard hitting talk, no need for a lie. From the trenches to the end zone, we keep it true. The Fin Posse, yeah, we waiting for you. Fins up, let the rivals all see. It's the daily grind, it's the podcast, it's